The air on Tarask 9 was sharp with ozone, a byproduct of the planet's constant ion storms. Military officials gathered around a black metal platform at the center of the outpost, every sensor drone active, every weapon trained. In the middle stood an old human woman, barefoot, draped in rags, silver hair tangled like tree roots. Her eyes were calm. Too calm. "Is this a joke?" asked High Warden Kelvor, eyes narrowing at the human. "No joke," replied Officer Maurix, head of intelligence. She walked through 3 layers of security undetected. No ID, no implants. We scanned her. No weapons, no cyberware. Just her. Then why is she smiling? The woman smiled wider. It was not the grin of fear or madness. It was knowing. It was ancient. It was dangerous. Warden Kelvor turned to the gathered crowd of Empire officers and civilians. His voice boomed through amplifiers. "This creature has violated the inner sanctum of Tarask 9, one of the most secure military research facilities in the galaxy. Her presence is a violation of our core sovereignty. We issue her sentence now. Public execution. Let this be a message to Earth and its feral kind." The woman looked up at the storm-racked sky and whispered something in Russian. The translator couldn't pick it up. Something about thresholds and the last lock turning. The plasma guillotine dropped. The woman didn't scream. She didn't flinch. She simply vanished in a burst of white-blue light, disintegrated in an instant. A hush fell over the station. 10 seconds passed. 20. Then, from the horizon, came a strange signal. A sharp ping, Terran origin. Every device on Tarask 9 began to glitch. Screens turned to static. The comm arrays screeched with a single encrypted phrase, repeating again and again. "The Baba Yaga is dead. The threshold has been crossed. Initiating protocol. Iron Widow. Earth, Orbital Command, Luna Base." General Imani stared at the message, fists clenched. Across the room, admirals and AI tacticians were already moving. No one questioned. No one hesitated. "She went alone," one muttered. "She warned us they'd be foolish. She bought us time," Imani replied, "and gave us justification. Activate the sleeper colonies. Ghost fleets go dark. Alert all black sites. The Baba Yaga is gone. The leash is off." A moment of silence followed. Then chaos erupted, in controlled, military precision. Humanity didn't mourn. Humanity loaded its guns. Galactic Empire Council, Zirin Prime. 3 days later, the Imperial Council convened in the Tower of Judgment, a monument to order and domination. Counselor Varkosh, Overlord of Defense, reviewed the footage of the execution again. She was nothing. A frail human. A myth. "You're telling me this Baba Yaga matters?" Archivist Diarolin cleared her throat. "She is not nothing. Terran history places her in over 100 recorded war zones, dating back nearly 3 centuries. No birth record, no DNA match. She's a myth, yes, but myths in Terran culture are never just stories." Varkosh scoffed. "You fear a bedtime tale?" "No," Duralin whispered. "I fear what her death unlocked." 10 hours later, Earth recalled every ambassador, every envoy. No explanation. Galactic diplomats received a single farewell transmission from the Terran Diplomatic Corps. "Your empire has killed the last gatekeeper. We did not come to conquer, only to survive. But now, you have demanded we remind you who we are." Then silence. Trade routes collapsed overnight. Terran AIs jammed galactic banking protocols. A dozen black market stations went dark. The human enclave on Vetra, 7 evacuated without a trace, leaving only ash and a strange carved sigil on the floor, a crooked hut on chicken legs. The Empire laughed, until the star systems began to fall. The Imperial Starcruiser Veritas Dawn drifted above Grelvier 4, what was once a bustling industrial colony. Now it was dark. No comms, no traffic, no heat signatures, just silence. Captain Yulek scowled at the main view screen. "Report." Sensor Officer Kren's voice was hushed. "There's nothing, Captain. No life. No machines. All infrastructure is intact, but it's like every living being vanished. Any sign of an attack. No breaches, no hull damage on the satellites. No energy discharges detected in the last 96 hours. Yulek's mandibles clicked. Then where did 4 million colonists go? That's when the ping hit them. A short, sharp burst. Untraceable origin. It wasn't a weapon. It was worse. It was Terran. The ship's AI flickered. Lights dimmed. Gravity fluctuated. Then, a message bloomed across every screen. Letters scratched in crude Terran script, blood red against black. We walk the shadows between stars. You killed the witch. Now we are unchained. Veritas Dawn never made it back. Empire High Command, 3 days later. Panic gripped the war room. Dozens of officers argued, demanded explanations. Reports flooded in. Trade convoys gone missing. Automated defense drones overridden by old Earth encryption codes. A farming moon in the Yeltrin cluster found completely stripped. No bodies, just rows of shoes left neatly in fields. Entire outposts blinking offline, power drained from within as if bled dry. Admiral Dvash finally barked over the chaos. Enough! Are we saying this is some coordinated Terran attack? No official declaration of war has been received. Someone offered weakly. They don't need one, said a cold voice from the corner. Archivist Dro Lin entered, holding a thin black tablet. She placed it on the central display. A single file opened, Baba Yaga, Dossier 13A. She wasn't a diplomat. She was a contingency. A trigger. Counselor Varkosh bristled. You're telling me Earth planned this? No, Dro Lin replied. Earth feared this. She was their last warning. Living proof of what humanity once was. She fought in the gene wars, survived the fusion plague, outlived generations. We thought she was a myth, but the Terrans treated her as sacred. What are we dealing with? The Baba Yaga was a gate, a living failsafe. Her death activated something buried in Earth's memory, something older than the Empire. Vargan Outpost, Zeta, Outer Rim. Private Kel Morv watched as the sky tore open. One moment, calm stars. The next, black ships slid from behind a moon that hadn't moved in weeks. The vessels were Terran, but not of any known configuration. No lights, no visible weapons. They simply existed like monoliths, edges so sharp they cut the void itself. They moved without sound, without flame. One hovered directly over the outpost. The outpost AI stuttered and died. Then a single transmission buzzed through. You forgot. We are the dark your ancestors fled. The sky fell. Empire Intelligence Division, Zirin Prime. In a sealed room deep beneath the capital, the Empire's top analysts pored over intercepted Terran transmissions. Most were encrypted beyond decryption. But one fragment had slipped through, a centuries-old poem from Earth, translated with difficulty. In a hut that walks, she waits with eyes like coal. The last whisper before judgment, the toll. Baba Yaga knows no king, no throne. Only the promise, you die alone. Commander Relf stared at the file. This isn't war, he said quietly. It's vengeance. Human outpost. Moon of Salian 2. General Amani stood before a holographic war council of human commanders, AIs, and liberated colonies. Her eyes were cold, measured, focused. The Empire thinks we are like them, political, divided, hesitant. They think killing Baba Yaga was strategic. She paused. They do not know she raised us. She tapped the table. Dozens of icons lit up, Terran sleeper fleets, black site AIs, warforms that had not seen daylight in over 200 years. Our ghosts have teeth. Admiral Varex of the Galactic Empire stood motionless as a hollow feed of Jalaris Prime played on the war table. An entire city gone. Not bombed. Not glassed. Just gone. Vaporized with surgical precision, leaving a perfect circle of scorched earth 3 kilometers wide. No craters. No shrapnel. Just ash and a symbol burned into the bedrock. A chicken-legged house drawn in fire. What weapon did this? Varex demanded. No one answered. His aide hesitated, then whispered. Terran. Luna Command, Earth's War Center. General Imani surveyed the battlefield from orbit, Dozens of Imperial worlds now in disarray. Humanity had struck fast, hit deep, and never lingered. Their goal wasn't conquest. It was dismantling. Target for tonight? Asked the war form beside her, a humanoid construct clad in obsidian armor. Vor Station. Empire R&D facility. No survivors. Confirmed. A fleet of Terran stealth cruisers blinked into existence for a second before vanishing again. Faster than light raiders without warning or signature. They didn't send messages. They left consequences. Vor Station, 1 hour later. The Empire's top scientists screamed as gravity inverted inside the labs. Airlocks opened silently. The AI refused to obey any command, instead reciting a nursery rhyme from old Earth. Baba Yaga walks at dusk, through ash and smoke and blood and dust. Then, black-armored figures emerged, silent, faceless, brutal. They moved like predators. With a flick of their fingers, weapons failed. With a glance, doors peeled open like paper. No mercy, no prisoners. When Terran Command received confirmation, the station was already cold. Empire Emergency Council, Zirin Prime. This is madness, Counselor Varkosh roared, slamming his fist on the table. Why haven't we retaliated? We can't find them, shouted a general. Their fleets don't appear on sensors. They jam hyperspace scans. Their AIs infect, ours the moment we try to lock coordinates. We're blind. They're everywhere, another whispered. And nowhere. Archivist Duralin, eyes hollow from lack of sleep, activated another file. A map of the Empire. Dozens of systems now marked red. Terran activity confirmed. Not taken, but disabled. Controlled. They're not conquering, she said. They're caging us. Crippling us. One artery at a time. They're insane, Varkosh spat. No, she replied. They're angry. Human carrier witch's memory. Orbit of Exer 3. The bridge of the witch's memory was silent as it prepared its final run. Target, orbital foundry. 80% of the Empire's fleet armor comes from here, announced the AI tactician. General Alina Markov, eldest of the Baba Yaga's old war orphans, nodded. No survivors. They took our mother. Let them feel the loss. She gave the order. The ship's energy core pulsed as a lance of light tore through the foundry, silent but absolute. Minutes later, a Terran message was broadcast across Imperial space. You kill the heart. We break the spine. Zirin Prime, civil unrest. Riots. Blackouts. Panic. The once proud capital world of the Empire now reeled under sabotage. Power grids failed without cause. Entire neighborhoods slipped into silence, their residents taken without struggle, without witnesses. People whispered of human shadows, of Terran ghosts. Children sang rhymes in the streets. She watched with fire. They watched with blades. Now no starburns, where her name fades. High Warden Kelvor, the man who had ordered the Baba Yaga's execution, now lived under guard, his quarters reinforced by 6 security teams. Still, he woke one morning to find a single human tooth on his pillow, engraved with one phrase. She forgave. We do not. Earth, the funeral at the threshold. They held her funeral in silence. No words, no flags, no trumpets, just 1 billion humans standing still across continents, cities, stations, and colonies. General Imani placed a carved wooden hut on her grave, a replica of the one that had haunted empires for generations. She held the line for 3 centuries, Imani whispered. Now we push forward. Above Earth, Terran war fleets formed in full for the first time. They blotted out the stars. The Galactic Empire's core systems were now surrounded. Its borders breached by fleets no one could track, its communications infected with old Earth languages no AI could decode. But the worst damage was not to starships or spaceports. It was psychological. Fear had set in, and humans thrived in fear. Zirin Prime, throne hall of the High Empress. High Empress Elira stood before a trembling court. Her eyes, once burning with command, now reflected the weight of collapse. Is it true? She asked, voice tight. They've reached Core 9? Admiral Varex, his uniform torn, armor-stained, nodded. The Seventh Fleet was waiting in ambush. But the Terrans didn't arrive by hyperspace. They emerged under the fleet, from within the star's corona. No technology should allow it. Losses. He looked down. All ships, all crew. In seconds, they used shaped singularities, tactical black holes. The Empress staggered back. And our retaliation? He didn't answer, because there wasn't one. Human flagship Ash Mother, orbiting Core 9. General Imani walked among the War Council. Dozens of former Terran outcasts stood beside her. AI-born tacticians, bio-soldiers grown in dark labs, orbital ghosts that had once been myths. Now they were a united front. All major fleet yards are gone. The Warform strategist reported. Civil unrest cripples the Empire's outer systems. Their food logistics have collapsed. Their military leadership is fractured. 3 worlds have already surrendered. Good, Imani said. Send the offer. Transmission to the Empire. Humanity didn't issue ultimatums. They issued facts. The message was delivered via thousands of hijacked satellites and hijacked ship comms. The screen flickered, showing only a still image of a wooden hut standing on twisted legs, smoke rising from its chimney. Then the voice came, calm, female, unmistakably human. This is not a negotiation. The witch kept the wolves at bay. You slaughtered her under banners of peace. Now, the wolves run free. You have 7 standard days. Disband, dissolve, repent, or we burn it all. This is Earth. We are awake. The collapse. The Empire never surrendered. But it didn't matter. In less than a week, the central banking AI was hijacked and turned against itself, sending endless loops of debt into noble house accounts. Gravity-stabilizing satellites over imperial cities failed, causing floating towers to crash into oceans. The Imperial prison fleet over Sector Varn turned its guns inward, its Terran prisoners freed and now leading the rebellion. The ruling council vanished, literally. Their ship was last seen entering orbit. When boarding crews arrived, only Ash remained. One message was scratched into the ship's hull. She walked through fire. We became it. Earth, the quiet aftermath. In the black sand of Siberia, the witch's memory returned. General Alina Markov stepped off the ramp and walked alone to the old cabin, rebuilt just as it had stood for centuries. Twisted legs folded under it. Bones hung like wind chimes along its roof. She opened the door and stepped inside. Dust. Silence. A teacup on the table. A fire that had never stopped burning. She sat. She would have hated this war, Alina whispered. General Imani's voice crackled through her calm. She didn't start it. No, but we finished it. The cabin creaked, as if sighing in agreement. Galactic News Archives, 1 year later. Headline: Former Empire sectors form provisional alliance under Terran supervision. Following the dissolution of the Galactic Empire, dozens of worlds now seek alliance with the United Terran Accord. Though some fear Terran dominance, others describe their rule as fair, focused, and terrifyingly efficient. Many attribute the new political order to Earth's mysterious protocol, Iron Widow, an AI political doctrine never fully disclosed to the public. Final scene: unknown star system. In a forest on a world with no name, children run laughing around a crooked hut. A shadow watches them from the doorway. Not alive, not dead. More presence than person. Baba Yaga's eyes, burning like dying stars. Watch them. She smiles. They remember her now, not as a weapon, but as a warning.